I'm Charles Hendricks. I'm an architect with the Gaines Group. Also a father of two EMES students, one graduate of EMES, Hannah that's in 6th grade and Sophie that's still in 4th grade, and my wife teaches 8th grade. We're the architecture firm that's been working on what this new elementary school could be. We've worked with USA Architects, which is one of the leading firms in the country, doing school design. We worked with them to analyze various options for what the school, whether we would build on a greenfield, whether we would renovate a building and move in there, if we could stay on the current property where the school is located now. So we've gone through various analysis looking at all the options of how this school could develop as we move forward and the right solutions for it. We also worked with Nielsen Builders to look at budgeting and pricing, and Blue Ridge Architects is also helping with the budgeting and pricing processing, working with Randy Seitz, who's also another parent of graduates and current students and faculty. So we've done a lot of work to establish what the best solution for the new EMES can be, and I think we found just a fabulous solution right next door. So the Minnow Media building works out, and I'll walk through the slides and talk about how it works, but it works out to be just a great solution to put an elementary sized school in an existing building, save a building that's there, good conservation of resources, good connectivity to the existing campus. So I'm going to go through a few slides. I'm going to talk about how we have come to that conclusion and what that conclusion looks like as you drive by the current facility now. It's a little bit of a bland office building. I'm going to show you hopefully some very exciting images. It's going to show you the potential for this new building. So we start out where, if you can imagine that you're standing in the parking lot at the gym of the current facility and you're looking over at the Minnow Media building, the first slide that we come to is the new entrance to the school. And you'll see there's a large glass fellowship hall with a lot of glass in it to allow plenty of light deep into the space. The gathering space is the core for the curriculum. For the elementary school, they teach a lot of students are overlapping, so 6th grade student or 5th grade students partner with kindergarten students to build that community. Lunch is a very vibrant and loud. If you've ever been there at lunchtime, it's a very loud part of the day. This facility, this new first piece that you see of the building is going to talk about how they build community at the elementary school. And you can see that there's a nice transition into the building and a lot of opportunities for inside and outside gathering in this first image. So to give you a little more perspective of what this facility is going to look like, the next slide is a site plan. The brown on the site plan is the existing school facility, the middle school and the high school. And the orange is the existing Minnow Media building fronting on Virginia Avenue. Our proposal, you can see that we have some circulation for cars for loading up, pickup in the afternoons. Typically there's a long line of cars, so there's a roadway system that we're starting to formulate and propose. We're still working on how that will exactly work on the site, so don't look too much into the details of that piece, but how we can make all this drop off and pick up very nice, very easy, using the Minnow Media building and focusing all the student activity back towards the main campus. So basically we're turning our back, at least for pedestrian traffic, we're turning our back on 42, which is where all the traffic is. So we're pushing all the pedestrian traffic back into the site. And with this image, it highlights very nicely all the green space that there is surrounding this facility, which is a huge part of the curriculum for the elementary school. So moving next to the, if you were traveling up 42 north and you were a bird, you're a little bit above the trees in this next image, this is what the new elementary school could look like. So you're used to seeing the brick bar building behind the trees if you've traveled that road recently. So bringing life to that, putting outdoor classroom spaces, terrace seating on the left side of the building, putting the stair towers and putting more windows into the facility. So you start to see the activity and how much life we can bring to this frontage to really advertise the school and bring attention to what the school could be. It gives us a nice wall so that we can announce the campus. Right now there's not a lot of signage that leads you into the campus until you're arriving at campus. So this brings just an advertising opportunity, but also really highlights the livelihood and the life that can exist in that building as you see kids running up and down the stairs going from class to class. So moving into it, how did we fit the program of an elementary school into the existing Minnow Media building? The bar building, the brick building that fronts 42, I'll refer to that as the bar building through my presentation. It was as if it was designed to have 4 classrooms on each floor for an elementary school. Working with USA Architects, we were able to optimize what the perfect size classroom would be for elementary school of our size with our goal classroom size. These classrooms are a lot larger than what we have now. They are 800. The ones that we have now are 800 square feet, and these are going to be just over 1,000 square feet. So that what that does is give the teachers lots of opportunities to have long-term projects that stay out, so you don't have to pack up to move to the next topic for the day. You can have a lot of different seating arrangements, a lot of activity in those classrooms. And one of the other things that we did, so the 800 square foot in the existing facility includes all their storage and a restroom. The storage and restroom is no longer in that footprint of the 1,047 square feet that we're proposing for the new spaces. So you have a wide open rectilinear space that you have a lot of flexibility for teaching in a variety of ways. So that bar building has 4 different classrooms. Each of the classrooms have dedicated storage rooms, and 2 classrooms share a restroom. And then we push circulation over to the 42 side to further sound buffer from the road noise into the classrooms. But every classroom has lots of light, lots of glass. We're adding a lot of new windows into the existing facility. And then as you can see on the slide over on the left, the purplish brown box is the gathering space. The gathering space is growing dramatically from where we're at today to a facility that will seat more than 200 kids, probably around 250 kids comfortably for an assembly type of function. It has a lot of glass, a lot of connections to the outside, a lot of flexibility. You can imagine the glass wall facing to the north of the sheet opening up and extending that indoor space to the outside. And I'm really looking forward to Paul making pizzas on Friday afternoons. I'm going to start stopping by the school on my way home. It's going to be just a great patio space, nice outdoor classroom. And then to the right of that is another space where 2 of the classrooms can walk directly outside and have an outdoor space that is semi-contained. It's for the younger kids. So we have the lower level kids on the first level and then the upper grades on the second level. Each classroom has direct access to outside from the stair tower or a door that goes directly to the outside. In between the gathering space and the classrooms is the admin. So we created a protected entry where it can be controlled who comes in and out of the building without making it look like we're building a fortress. So this gives that level where you can come in to a vestibule space that doesn't allow you full access to the building. You can come in before you get buzzed into the building. So we're covering safety concerns, but making it look very intentional and very welcoming. So now we have a gathering space. And the great thing of this admin piece is there's a dedicated office for Maria. She's no longer using her office, also as the school conference room. There's a teacher resource office, so there's a copier, there's mailboxes, and there's a place for a warming kitchen. So now you can have classroom time in a kitchen space, so you can teach kids to cook. There's a lot of flexibility with that, but also we can share resources, so the existing cafeteria can use this as a place to stage for serving lunch to the elementary school. On this first floor we also have the expandability. There's there's 2 classrooms side by side. I have them dedicated, one to kindergarten and one to preschool, so we could potentially grow the school to include a preschool space. Those decisions don't have to be made at this early level, but there's potential for that, to have that extra classroom there. And those both open up into a playground space that is surrounded by the building with an access gate at the end of it, so we can still have some sliding. There's going to be some slope there for the snowy days. I know how important that is to the elementary school to be able to go out and play in the snow. But there's this contained space that offers a lot of protection but still allows the kids to go outside and have fun. Moving to the next slide, this is the lowest level of the existing building. This is where we'll have 2 more classrooms down here that are accessed by the stair tower. One of the classrooms just has an incredible opportunity that opens directly out to a huge outdoor classroom space. There's terrace seating there, and then there's what could be a paved surface area where on the rendering that you saw before there are some umbrella tables. And then to the left of that is a large warehouse space. The elementary school is always short on storage, so this will definitely solve that problem, but it will also give the main campus very much needed storage space so that we can have everything hidden away that we want hidden away. We don't have to have the little buildings next to the buses anymore. And then there's a loading dock to make it easy to load and unload from that space. So on this level, at this point, I have the peace building and music classroom and the art classroom on the lower level. Moving to the next slide, we have 4 more classrooms. So these are the upper level classrooms. And also a workroom. So this is where we don't need Maria can have an office because we've provided an extra space where you can have small work groups, you can have parent-teacher conferences. So there's a conference room on that floor in addition to the four classrooms. And again, glass in all the classrooms, light in all the spaces, lots of access to outside and to views. And on this floor, depending on how design goes as we move forward, there's also potential that you can go up another level and have rooftop access. And if we decide to do solar panels on the gathering space, there's a view so you can do science experiments and look over at the solar panels that you're doing the experiments using solar for producing energy and see the solar panels in action. The next slide shows what a potential classroom interior could be. What would life look like with lots of glass in a room that is wide open? You don't have all the obstructions that we have in the current classrooms. So just an idea of the vibrance that we can bring to a classroom. Lots of windows looking out, lots of storage, and lots of flexibility. The next slide is an image of what the gathering space might look like just before lunchtime, before all the kids move in. So we have the cafeteria table set up, and you can see all the connection to outside and the glass wall. And you can imagine how that glass wall could open up in nice weather, and you could really have indoor-outdoor time and have wonderful experiences using that space as a cafeteria. And I've been there for lunch before. I will work my hardest to make this acoustically work really well so that when I go in there to visit at lunchtime, it's not quite so loud. We're studying right now some acoustical solutions to make this space very comfortable while having the large vaulted ceilings and lots of connections to the outside and the views outside to the green spaces. The next image is a bird's eye view looking back at the entrance so you can see the outdoor classrooms, how students can come out into those spaces. And drop off and pick up is a big part of how the elementary school functions. So you can see that the pathway into the building, you would pull up to on the right side of this screen, you would pull up, you would drop the kids off, and they would run up the sidewalk and go into the classrooms, into that vestibule waiting area before they go into their classrooms in the morning. And pickup would be just as easy. So there'll be a place where you can just easily go get your kids in the middle of the day if you need to, or if you're doing the lineup at the end of the day pickup, you can pull up and the kids will come down the ramp right to you. If you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me. Paul has all my contact information. Thank you very much.